is something special and worth waiting for. I think you'd like it, actually, Brian, wouldn't you?
I think I would. Yes, Gloria, but we've also got one more surprise in store for you. He's a great friend of yours. He spent 5 decades in the pop charts and had more hits than Elvis. He's taken a year off and he's made this open house his first television appearance. I do beg your pardon. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't wait to say this. Gloria, do you remember this voice?
Gloria, the last time I was at the house, I cooked you a meal never to be forgotten.
That's true. It is.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sir Cliff Richard!
Yes!
Okay, where do we go? Come here.
Oh, there.
Oh, right, okay.
Thank you. I'll get back in my own seat now.
I shall come round.
Gosh, I'll tell you something. I will never, ever, ever forget the day you came to cook. Because it was the first time that I'd been roped in as well. So,
oh, was it?
What it was,
well,
I'd
I
never
thought you did it all the... Well, women do it all the time, don't they?
Well,
Cook,
I mean on the programme. So you wanted to cook your bœuf bourguignon, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I don't know, I can't remember. All I remember doing was using rather a lot of wine.
Yeah, good man.
And the other thing, which we're not actually going to show today, you know how sometimes you take meat and you coat it, you know, in some flour?
Yes.
Well, what did your man do? He just took the big bowl of flour and threw it in with the meat, so we had this congealed mess.
Yeah, but the meat was... They should have kept it slightly warmer. It kind of got cold and all the little bits of meat were all stuck together. I couldn't separate, so I threw the whole thing in, hoping that if I shook it would separate.
But you didn't eat this.
I didn't, but Gloria did.
He made me. He wouldn't let me out. Anyway, let's have a look at exactly what happened. So we've got the garlic, got the onions, got it all in. Now you can do the wine, yes?
Well,
wine.
I don't go too careful with wine.
Oh, put
But there again,
drop in.
Shall I?
I think you quite like excess, don't you, really, when it comes
This
to the
bourguignon is served in glasses.
And you can add a little bit of orange, which gives it a little bit of tang,
Another
which
little
we
zest.
put in anyway.
The only thing I have to say is that when I made mine, I do cheat a lot, you know. And they make all these different powdered things you can buy. But a friend of mine from Germany sends me German gravy powder. I have no idea what it's called. It's...
I wish we'd had it today. Anyway, I have never admitted this to you, but the end of the story is Cliff actually was a bit ill once and wasn't able to come to a dinner that we were all having, and he thought I made this bœuf bourguignon, but I had it professionally made, so I did cheat a bit.
I know, but it was very nice.
And you kept saying it was gorgeous.
It
anyway,
was.
Tell us about your year off, because Brian and I were just saying earlier, what a fabulous thing to do.
Well, the first thing I have to say is that I can really recommend it. I mean, it's been wonderful. I can't believe how quickly it's gone. That's the trouble. But I didn't do anything, and it was so great to wake up on January the 3rd. My last professional commitment was January the 2nd.
A year ago. Mm-hmm.
Yes, January the 2nd, 2000.
2000.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And to wake up the following day and look ahead, and there was nothing for me to do except stay in bed if I wanted to. And it was just fantastic. I've had a really, really good time. I feel very rested, but I'm looking forward to getting back.
Because you're recording, I mean, you've actually broken off from recording today to come here.
Yes, I'm recording it as we, well, kind of as we speak. I mean, how could I miss the 500th?
Well, you couldn't. We never would let you forget it.
No, I know. But I'm recording with my old friend Alan Tarney too, so I've always admired him. He's a musician's musician, I think. He has a knack of doing songs. We're recording some songs that were previous hits for other people, and
like
the Beatles and I Love Her. You've Got a Friend. There's one I'm not going to mention just at the moment because it might well be the song that we release at Christmas. But Alan has a way of making them sound as though they belong to me. You know what it's like when you're singing someone else's hit. It always is that other person's hit.
Especially when I was doing Jolson.
Oh, yeah, but you were acting. I mean, did you see that?
Did it's fabulous.
Did we go together? No.
Sort of.
Maybe not.
We did actually. It was opening night. It was
you were
fabulous.
Brilliant in that. I mean, you must have seen Jolson. I mean, I thought it was just fantastic. Yeah. You didn't go to the States with it, though, did you?
No, we went to Canada.
Oh, right. Why didn't you go to America?
Because they wanted to do a year and a half. You know, it was... but surely, Heathcliff, how long was that for?
Oh, mine was 7.5 months.
And it's a long time.
And they wouldn't have me in America.
Yeah.
They don't know who I am in America. I wander about, and I must admit, I do like it. I've got to that stage in my life now where I'm thinking, do I really want to make it there? And the answer is really no. The last time I walked about New York, the only people that recognized me were the Bee Gees.
I tell you what, the one thing, I know you weren't able to go, but the one way that you celebrated your 60th, which was just sensational. We have some photographs. We thought maybe you would talk your way through these, because this was the big moment. It was really fantastic. You hired this boat to take all of us away.
It's a Seaborn Goddess 2. And I think it slept about 100 and something people, but they said to me, really ideally if you want really terrific service, and the service on these boats is just A1, as you know.
I think there were two to every person.
Yeah, well, they kind of kept us down to about 85, and that meant there were about 2 or 3 years ago. Yes.
There you are, dressed in the captain's outfit.
I was, yeah. They let me borrow that for a night, yeah.
It was fab, though.
It was great, and what was interesting was having all the various friends that I've collected over the years, some of whom didn't know each other.
If we go from left to right there, you have Sue Barker.
Oh, I can't see, I haven't got my
Sue
glasses
Barker,
on.
Helen Hobson. We have the marvellous Pat, who was one of your backing singers.
Who's that on the far right? Oh, Cheryl Baker.
Olivia. Moi.
And is that
we were all singing Happy Birthday to you.
Yes.
Cheryl Baker's not in that one.
Wasn't she? Oh, well, she was on the boat.
All right.
And then, of course, we had the reunion with the Shadows.
Bruce Welch, yeah. The interesting thing is that we used to do it, we did our own entertainment, really. We had a very fine duo that sang and played. And I chose them because when I was on a cruise prior to this one, they sang all the stuff that you know and love, all the Beatles, all the ABBA. It was really terrific. So they were there to kind of look after us most of the time. But every night, we did our own cabaret. And one of my favorite nights, I asked Gloria if she would do one of her open house things with us. And Pat, Farrah, Olivia Newton-John, Bruce Welch, Brian Bennett, we all sat around and talked. And it was great reminiscing with Bruce and saying, do you remember we used to sit in hotels? Brian would play an old tin can, and we'd sing. And we actually did it like that, didn't we? And I'm hoping that maybe we can do that again.
Because
it was
fabulous.
Great fun. It was really terrific.
Yeah. So now you're getting ready to go into the Albert Hall. I suppose actually when you've had a year and a bit off, it's quite difficult to get yourself into the rhythm of working again. Yeah, I'm a little worried because although my voice feels all right now, I've got through like half the album and it sounds okay, but recording, as you know, is not quite like performing live. You can take your time about, you know, the sound you want to make, and if there are notes that are really difficult to reach, you can work at it and have a go at 2 or 3 times. Live, it's bam, there, and you either get it or you don't. The thing that really worries me, though, after a year off, is whether it will last out. Even I'm only doing 12 concerts, but I've got rehearsal time.
Do you know
that one of our audience, actually, who's here this afternoon, she camped in a tent outside the Albert Hall for 2 solid weeks just to get tickets for the show.
And I know my fans are really stupid.
Well, I can actually say there's someone else who has looked stupid in the past, is our Gloria, because before we go to
Every
the break...
day I look stupid.
Excuse me, I'm doing another bit of the show now. It's my show. Before we go to the break, I think it's only fair that we have a look at some of Gloria's earlier days.
Oh, my goodness.
Woo!
In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun and snap the job's again. And every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake. A lark, a spree, it's very clear to see that the spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down, the medicine go down. Yes, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way.
I think it's fantastic. I think you look... It's amazing. I mean, when you look back at some people, obviously in their younger days, you can't always say it, but I think you look better now. You actually look better, I think, than you did then.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
What do you do?
I owe you the money. I promised him I'd pay him a fortune if he'd say something like that. Actually, but the thing that I always laughed at when I see that clip is these things going up and down as I sing.
Your hands.
And the other thing is just to remember from that clip is that Karen was somewhere skipping about seconds from the end, and it was at an orphanage where we were, you know, actually doing the filming. And I don't think she's forgiven me to this day because she wanted to bring them all home, but there was one in particular that she really liked. And for weeks she kept saying, "You've got to get another baby. You've got to get this child home." But anyway, thank you for the memory, though. Thanks very much for that, Brian. And obviously, I don't think I'll ever be alive to forget it anyway. But it's high time now that I think that I regain just a little bit of the good ship open house from the mutinous Mr. Conley. He's done a very good job today. And after the break, Cliff and myself, we'll be turning the tables and interviewing Brian. So it's a bit like everybody will be doing everything today. But here's a quick look back at just some of the many experts who have given out 500 shows worth of good advice right here on Open House.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Anything you can be, I can be greater. Sooner or later, I'm greater than you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I can shoot a partridge with a single cartridge.
I can get a sparrow with a bow and arrow.
I can live on bread and cheese.
And only on that?
Yes.
So can a rat.
Any note you can sing, I can sing higher.
I can sing anything higher than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I
What a day this has been. What a rare old mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's this smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when the bells start to peal, I would swear I was falling in love. Of life, it seems to be like a bell that is ringing loud for me. And from the way I feel when the bells they start to peal, I would swear I was falling. I could swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love.
I believe it. I just love live music here in the house. May I just say welcome back. And of course, that was the fantastic Andy Pryor and his band. He's actually got a big band of about 20, but we couldn't afford them. But we think, but we think the boys have done a terrific job. And of course, they're going to be with us right to the end of the programme, along with Sir Cliff Richard. Yes. And of course, Brian Conley, who hijacked me beautifully at the beginning of the programme. But it's been 500 shows since we opened that front door, and you never believe it, but the very first guest to cross the open house threshold was none other than Brian Conley. So actually, do you remember what happened, roughly?
It's a long time ago.
I was. I don't. I do remember my wife being on the show.
And your little girl.
And my little girl, Amy, who's now nearly 4. And I think then she was about sort of 7 months old. So I remember that. Yeah.
Were they actually on the show? I mean,
they surprised me. Yeah, I sang a song, and they
weren't
came
just sitting in
round
the
back.
audience.
And little Amy actually sang as well that day. But guess what? We're not going to show that. In fact, Brian, as you know, is always up to a spot of mischief. Have a look at this.
I shall be singing to the plants today. Here we go. Oh, April showers, they come your way. They bring the flowers, but when it's winter... Oh, sorry about that.
Brush,
sorry.
please.
Yeah, sorry. That'll be fine. I'll get that
Actually, Brian,
cleared
what do you think? I mean, you're the first person through the door. What do you think of the conservatory?
I think it's lovely. It's just a shame about this plant, but I think it's very nice indeed. I mean, we've had a few complaints with the neighbours because they've been making a lot of noise. I'll just... Can you keep the noise down, please? We're trying to do a show in here with Glow. All right. There you go. You can have that plant. Thank you very much indeed.
Brian,
What?
it's taken me 5 years to catch up with you. Here's the bill for all the stuff we've done. Yeah, you can square me up later.
Yeah.
Actually, it's quite interesting. I mean, I know, Cliff, you've done a bit of acting as well in the past, you know, with time and quite a bit of acting, really. But, Brian, you've changed careers, really, of late, haven't you?
Yeah, I focus more on the films, yeah. I enjoy doing the films.
Do you prefer it?
I'm coming out of it now. I don't.
Yeah, but if you had a choice, if you had to choose between, say, being a comedian or doing the acting thing, would you actually be able to choose, or...?
I think I went to a stage where I was really getting into the acting, you know, and finding that very rewarding. But I just, especially lately, I want to get back to making people laugh and being out there live and enjoying a live crowd.
But you don't have to choose, do you? Because you can do it both.
Well, that's
I mean,
the thing.
you can, can't you?
Well, it's fun. I'll tell you something. I was in, we were doing the film Dream, and I have a real thing about messing up. Because
you do often.
Because I'm an old pro, and I'm used to doing things once, you know. I mean, when I used to do the Grimmins, I always say, Brian, it's one take Conley, you know. Because I mean, it's like, this show's live. You've got to do it there and then, you know. You can't mess up. So anyway, I'd done this one scene, and I messed it up. And I messed it up again, and I was getting in a real state with it. Well, then, as I messed it up, the director, God bless him, just started laughing. And once he started laughing, I was fine. I just needed someone to laugh, because I'm used to that.
He's a puppet.
Yeah, but when you're doing a film, you don't have anything like that. And it's the same with the Grimleys.
That's cool.
I enjoyed doing it, but when it goes out, it goes out. No one tells you, you know.
Well, this is my chance to get my own back, really. You know, you showed that old clip of me doing my singing and everything. Well, I'm just going to take you back a year or two. Because actually, I didn't realise you were acting as far back as this. It was years ago. But have a look at this. The thing was called The Survivors. The production was called The Survivors. Here it is.
Dear.
A young monk you are, I think.
Oh.
Welcome in peace. Your guns, please.
You being funny, my lad?
I'm sorry, sir. No guns. It's a rule here.
Away you go, son.
Sorry, friend, but all mill customers have to surrender their weapons.
Oh, aye.
Just while they're here.
Shove off.
It's our non-violence rule.
Aye, and you know what you can do about that, don't you?
Please.
Listen, monkey. Do you think I'm soft in the head or something?
Look, there's no danger.
Oh, no. This is a hard wee world we live in, right? If you think I'm going to be stupid enough to hand over my gun to a shower of weirdo hippies, you've got another thing coming. Now shove off!
Mike!
Mate, you know what I mean? You know. And that was me. I was the one with the beard. You know.
Little chubby cheeks.
I was 12.
What, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, I'm 39 now, so... and it was one of the first things I ever done, Survivors, yeah.
I tell you what, Cliff, it's the only time we'll ever see him as a monk.
Monkey, maybe.
Actually, I can talk to you boys. In fact, the three of us can talk about being blonde just for a moment. Because, Cliff, you've just got rid of your blonde locks that you've had sort of for the last few months.
Yeah, I thought in my year off I could do anything I wanted to do, and so I went on a cruise. In fact, the one after the birthday cruise, and, you know, you think about there's only sea. So I thought, I'll go down and get pampered a bit, and the girls were really nice, they cut the hair and everything. And then I suggested what about a colour? They said, well, go blonde. So I did. And now I've gone dark again. I really miss being blonde.
Yeah?
See, I think
it's quite... Well, you've never been dark, have you?
Well, it was dark. I haven't seen it since I was 17. I was once.
But you wouldn't go dark again, would you?
No, I wouldn't actually, no. And any time my hair goes, because it changes colour every week, really. If it goes a bit dark, I think, I don't feel the same. And then, Brian, you had to go blonde.
I was...
Yeah, but you weren't blonde.
I was...
You were peroxide.
Yeah, did you see that? I saw it. Of course, she was at the tennis, yeah. But my daughter just totally freaked out. She had no idea about this, and I come bounding through the door, and suddenly there's Dad, who left with this dark hair, and then I'm looking like Billy Idol as I walk through the door. And
was she upset?
I had to wear a hat for 3 days. And then I kept forgetting about it. I'd go out, be filling up with petrol, and I could sense people, you know, like, he looks a bit funny, doesn't he? You know,
He's gone mad.
Really looking at, but I'm forgetting I'm looking like a sort of candy floss, you know.
So the film was The Dream, in
It was
which
called
you
Dream,
play a
which
chat show host.
I play a sadistic, manipulative chat show host.
Typecasting, don't you
I
think?
know, I know. With a lovely lady called Sinead Cusack, who's there, Jeremy Irons' wife, and they gave me a set of false teeth as well. I had to wear these white cap teeth.
You shouldn't have kept them, though.
I haven't, I lent them to you.
Here you are in action in this chat show, in Dream.
Oh, right, I haven't seen this.
Did you? A gentleman who is humble, shy, modest, tough, deadly resourceful, at the peak of his physical fitness, a mental alertness, handsome, debonair, devastating with beautiful young ladies. The one, the only, who's the man? Charlie Allen. Thank you. My friends, my people, I love you all. Who's the man? No man. Who's the man? No man. It's great to be doing this show surrounded by so many beautiful young ladies. You're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. All right, love? Now...
What do you think he looks like, blonde?
I think it suits you. I think it suits all of us to be blonde. That was fantastic. But of course, that I can understand why people would look twice, because it's a real statement cut as well, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's not just going blonde. I was quite discreet compared to that.
So your new chat show is starting on the 30th of March, if I remember.
Yes, it is, Friday.
Is that how you're going to look?
Oh, no. Well, that's why, because I do a chat show. I had to go a million miles away from who I am, really.
Well, he's had his hair done again.
I have. This is sort of dyed back. I mean, I'm trying.
You should get your money back, but never mind.
Tell you what, it probably looks all right, doesn't it? The council done this.
It looks great. The council did that.
No, I've enjoyed it. We've got a lot of unusual guests, and
sign him up.
I've said the clip, but he only does special people.
This is a real favourite today.
And he loves you.
You see, and
I don't get
I love you as well, but I'm just in the middle of
show.
things. I'll do it next series.
All right then, okay.
I'll be back in the. We're bound to get another series.
Plug the record, for goodness sake. It's coming out in October.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, all right then.
Do you think they'll have you back?
Yeah, all right then.
Do you want to see a bit more of Brian, actually? Because you're doing. You've got 4 films out this year.
I've done 4, yeah.
So what's this one? This one is called Arthur's Dyke.
This is a lovely film which is on release sometimes, yes. And it's called Arthur's Dyke. It's with Pauline Quirk, the lovely Pauline Quirk, and I play her husband. And I'm not sure what you're about to see, but basically...
Well, I'm not sure either, but we're going to...
No, well, let's have a look. I haven't seen this one either.
What are you doing?
I'm flossing my teeth.
You never floss your teeth.
To go jogging with her next door.
I thought we'd have a quiet night in.
Well, I need to exercise. I want to stay in shape. Wouldn't hurt you to do the same. Searching for the remote down the back of the settee doesn't count.
Can't I come?
Don't make me laugh. See you later.
There wasn't much there, but it's a great film.
Now, here's the thing. I mean, you boys, I know there's different in age, only just like 2 years or something. But you've had great success in many, many different areas. Do you think the appetite for work, the appetite for the business, is still the same for you?
It is for me, I must admit. I've enjoyed the year off, and I am trying to think of how I can work without, you know, working my fingers to the bone. And if I can make it swing and just do bits that I want to do, that'll be great. But the feelings, I don't think that's ever going to go away. No, ambition doesn't actually just die on you.
It's interesting, though, that you have found like a different life, if you like, because I think you said that you'll never work that hard again.
I suddenly realised, you know, one of the things, if you ever do this, take a year off, the one thing that really hit me was the stress that singers like yourself performing and doing shows like Jolson are under. I can remember so many times waking up on a tour with that razor blade feeling in the throat and thinking, oh, please let it be all right for tonight. Just get me through tonight. And that's been my whole life, 40 years going, please get me through the night.
It's a heck of a pressure, really, isn't it?
It is. And now this year I've woken up 2 or 3 times with a bad throat and thought, who cares?
I get like that, though, especially, I mean, I wake up in the night and I'm sitting next to my wife, I go, please get me through the night, please.
but not in the same way as you.
Well, talk about corpsing. Once Brian said to me, my wife's very good with her hands.
Oh, that's right, on radio, wasn't it?
I think I laughed for 20 minutes.
Oh, you do.
Now, as Brian pointed out earlier in his show today, really, we've enjoyed no less than 350 meals on Open House, and boys, it's showing. Anyway, the things that really, I suppose, just wouldn't be the same without a healthy serving of food and fun in the kitchen. We love it. So we're about to take a break, but before we do, here's a culinary cocktail of some of the faces who have sliced, diced, just like Sir Cliff, toasted and roasted their way through the last 500 shows. Open House. If you're just joining us this afternoon, you will be so sorry. You have missed a few crackers, I'll tell you. But we are celebrating our 500th show with some very special guests. We have, of course, Cliff Richard with us and Brian Conley. I have been very glad to be hijacked on occasions. And we have a great opportunity for you at home to win a week on a luxury holiday of a lifetime in the Bahamas. Oh! Just take a look at
for a
this.
week at the luxury 5-star Royal Towers Hotel at Atlantis Paradise Island with dinner, bed and breakfast included. Based around a 14-acre water park, Atlantis has the world's largest outdoor aquarium. This Mayan temple has 5 water slides, 2 of which take you through a tunnel with sharks swimming on either side. There are giant pools, waterfalls, snorkeling lagoons, viewing grottos of tropical fish, and a tableau of an ancient underwater city. Even in this restaurant, you can enjoy wall-to-wall views of undersea life. And this is just one of 40 restaurants to choose from around the resort. If you don't like water, there's a wide range of other leisure activities, including tennis courts, spas, and a casino. For your chance to win, just answer this question. Who starred in the TV show The Man from Atlantis? Was it A, Patrick Duffy, B, Keith Duffy, or C, Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Phone 0900 111 4411 with your answer. Calls cost no more than 30p. Lines close at midnight tonight, and we'll announce the lucky winner on the show tomorrow. And please remember to get the permission of the person who pays the bills.
Oh, I don't know. It's a difficult question, isn't it?
Yes. Holiday in the Bahamas. Now, Gloria, no 500 celebration would be complete without your other half.
Oh.
Yes, so please welcome Gloria's husband, Stephen Way.
The gorgeous Stephen.
How are you?
Hello,
darling.
I know. Oh, hello.
All these men in the house, aren't there?
I know. You think I go to work and I'm very innocent, and here I have all these men around all day. It's fantastic.
Nice-looking men here.
I have to say, welcome, but what is it like living with Gloria when she has to work?
Don't tell the truth, for goodness sake.
The truth, or yeah?
Yeah.
Gloria is a very, very together, professional, all the things you know. But when she's at home, she goes into a very silent mood sometimes, and especially in the morning when the research arrives and she has to wade through this research, 6 o'clock in the morning, everyone has to walk around on tiptoes.
I don't line them up. I say, if anybody's in our house, I go, I am reading from 6 o'clock until
That's it.
7:30. If you want to get up, you have to creep
So
around.
when I squeeze the juice, I have to squeeze it like this.
Really?
Not too loud with the
around
juice.
my house with a little 3.5-year-old.
I know, I don't know
yeah.
what I'd do.
Well,
really.
you've been there, though, haven't you?
Well, I have. But, you know, I mean, the thing is, I mean, not to be serious about it in any way, but some people say to me, that's a great wee job you've got. You sort of go in at 2 o'clock and you're finished at 3:30. But the reality is that, of course, there is a lot to read. Some days
It
more than
starts
others.
at 6 in the morning, doesn't
But I
it?
enjoy
really?
it. But it's great because it gives Stephen an extra 2-hour lie-in.
Yeah.
I say to him, don't get up before 8. No, that's not
I've got to get everything ready in line, you know. Pick up the juices.
Not true.
Pineapple juice, grapefruit.
Do you
thing.
have a ball?
All the time.
Do we have a
Because
what?
today...
A ball.
A what?
A ball.
Do
Occasionally.
you have a ball? Do you enjoy
Occasionally.
yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Occasionally. Is that what they call it now?
Today, shut up, I'm trying to be a professional here.
Yeah, we have a ball.
Because there is someone special on the phone who wants to have a little word for you now. Hello, caller.
Hello.
This is Brian Conley on Who Wants to Be on Open House. And you're now speaking to Gloria Hunniford. You had 30 seconds. Who is this wonderful mystery caller?
Tonight, Brian, I am Michael Ball.
Oh, Michael.
Hey, darling.
Where are you, for goodness sake?
I've just arrived back in the country. I've been in Australia.
You haven't. What have you been doing
I'm
there?
here to tell you I'm big down under.
Listen, darling, I've known that for years. I've known
having
you
a
since
great
you were in your
day?
nappies. We're having a wonderful afternoon. We actually really wish you could be here because I know you know Brian and Cliff and obviously Stephen and all the gang very
send everyone.
well.
I wish I was there. But
I
I've
know.
literally just arrived.
Well, listen, you can just hop in a taxi and come quickly and you might just make it in time.
You should see the sight of me. You were talking earlier about dodgy haircuts.
What colour are you these days?
I'm a nice sort of puce colour from the sun.
Puce. I was going to say that's just the face. Did you have a good time in Australia?
It was fantastic, darling. Absolutely. It's a great... Have you been there?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you should go. You should go. I'm sure Brian and Cliff have been there and they'll tell you it's...
Cliff has been there a lot, haven't
I
you?
have. Were you doing concerts, Michael?
Yeah, doing concerts and promoting the new album release there and everything. And it was my first trip. And I hope it won't be my last. It was
The funny thing about touring in Australia, of course, you never really see the land. You just go around the edge, don't you?
Yeah. I'll get to Alice Springs, God willing.
Actually, Karen, my daughter's just been there for 8 weeks.
Oh.
So in a place called Byron Bay. Do you know that?
Byron Bay.
Just
Byron
north
Bay.
of Sydney.
Yeah, yes, I do. I didn't go there, but I know someone told me about it. We were near somewhere called Wollongong.
Wollongong.
Sounds good to me.
Wollongong, that's good.
Wollongong.
Actually, Steve and I have already booked our holidays for next year because
Next
they're
year.
talking about going back to it again. So we
Look,
thought,
I know the answer to the question. Can I go to the Bahamas?
listen, you are a telly freak, aren't you? You would know every answer to every television question.
It is pretty tragic, yeah.
Michael, is there any last words you want to say to Glo?
I want to say to Gloria, thank you. I've known her for years and years. Right from the very start of my career, she's been a huge support to me, a great friend, both professionally and personally, and I think she's a lovely, lovely lady, and we're all a lot better having her in our lives.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Michael Ball. Thank you,
Very
Michael.
sweet, thank you.
Now, of course, the day wouldn't be complete if we didn't have the open house regular experts joining us in this celebration. So bring on the champagne and take it away, Andy.
Oh, yeah. Oh,